Hi crafters, welcome back. Jonna with Purple Girl Crafts. Today I'm going to show you this fun snowman card. Now there are no die cuts required. This is just simple cuts and scores. And as you can see, it just gives a great wow factor when you open it up. So let's go ahead and get started. The first thing we're going to need is to pull out our scoreboard, and our first piece is going to be cut 10 by 7. And then we're going to want to fold this in half. You could score it and then just fold it on that score line. So that will be for the base of the card. Then we are going to need 2 pieces, and these are going to be cut at 4 3/4 by 6 3/4, and these will be the inside of the card. Next, we're going to need 1 piece that is 6 inches by 1.5 inches. And then we're going to go ahead and score this. And we're going to score this at 1.5, 3, and 4.5. So you should have your 3 score marks. Next, we are going to cut 1 piece that is 5 inches by 1 1/4, and we are going to score this one at 1 1/4, 2.5, and 3 3/4. So again, you should have your 3 score marks. Next, we are going to need 1 piece that is 4 inches by 1 inch, and on the long side, we are going to score this at 1, 2, and 3. Next, we are going to need 1 piece that is 3 inches by 3 3/4, and we are going to score this at 3/4, 1.5, and 2 1/4. And again, you should have your 3 score marks. Then we are going to need 1 piece that is cut at 5 inches by 1/4. This one gets a little bit tricky when you're scoring it. So we are going to score this one at 1 1/4, 2.5, and 3 3/4. And again, you should have your 3 marks on here. So next we're going to need to do the scarf, and this piece is cut at 3 by 1/2. You're going to need 2 of them, but they can vary in length if you want your scarf a little bit shorter. I'm going to get rid of the scoreboard because we don't need that any longer. And next we're going to work on the base of the card. So I'm going to glue these 2 pieces down to the inside of the card. Just make sure your pattern, if you have pattern paper, is going the same direction. Next, we're going to crease out all of these pieces that we had cut. So you should have the 3 snowman pieces. Then you should have the hat, and then the brim of the hat. So now we are going to glue the snowman down. So we're going to take the first large piece. I am placing mine at the edge of the card, on the inside of the card, and about 1/2 inch up. You could go a little bit higher, a little bit lower. And you just want to put glue on 1 tab. Then just fold that flat and then make sure it doesn't extend the center of the card. Now we're going to take the next size up or down, smaller size. We're going to lay that next to it. But before we put this down, we're going to put the scarf on. So you want to make sure that the scarf covers the 2 center squares. And I'm just going to fold it in half and just kind of crease it. I'm not going to make it too tight. And then we're going to glue this to this base. So I'm going to put glue on the scarf. And then I'm just going to make sure that it's lined up with the edge. You don't want it too tight so that it will move a little bit when you open it. So it has a little bit of room to expand as the card opens. If you put it on too tight, it might buckle. So now we're just going to glue this piece the same way. We're going to lay it right next to the first piece because we don't want any gaps, and then we're just going to glue this down. Then we'll put this right next to the first one that we did, making sure we don't go over the edge of the center of the card. And I'm just going to use my bone folder to push that glue out. So for the next piece is going to be the head of the snowman. And it's going to sit again right next to the last one we did. But we need to put the brim of the hat on. So I'm just going to fold these lines. Now you could glue it to the head first, but this extends so far out, so I wanted to show you. So what I'm doing is I'm just going to line it up where I'm going to glue it, and I'm just going to put glue on the card itself. And then I'm just going to attach the hat to this piece, because this piece extends a lot further than the hat itself, or the head. Then we're going to glue the head. We're going to line it up so it goes over that black piece, and then next to the last white piece that we did. Okay, we're going to take the snowman hat and we're going to place this as the last piece for the inside of the card. And again, we're just going to glue one tab, lay it down to the next to the last piece that we just put on. And then I'm just going to take my bone folder and I'm just going to make sure all these are glue is spread out and they are secure. Now we're going to glue these, and you can fold all these and you can glue them all at once, or you can glue them individually, one at a time, to make sure that they're lined up. So I'm going to glue this, let's see. I think I'm going to only glue one at a time. So we're going to put our glue on the bottom piece. And actually I'm going to move these other ones out of the way. So I'm just going to lay this flat, make sure it's lined up. Looks like I'm a little bit crooked. And then just push that down. And then I'm just going to turn the card and we're just going to glue the rest of the pieces. We're going to glue them one at a time. Again, you could do them all at the same time, but I want to make sure that they're lined up. Okay, now for the head of the snowman, I'm going to put glue on the first piece. Then I'm going to take the brim of the hat and we're going to go ahead and glue that down, and then put just a little bit of glue on that piece. And then I'm going to close it and then push it down. And then the last piece we have to do is the hat on the snowman. Now again, you can open this up. Oops. And then you can lay this flat and then go ahead and crease out all those folds again, just to make sure that they are fully creased. And if your card gets stuck, just stick your bone folder underneath or something to pop those back out, because they will pop out just fine. Okay, so this is the inside part of our snowman. So next we're going to go ahead and do the scarf. Like I said, this can be any length you want. I'm going to take the first piece, I'm going to put it underneath the scarf so it looks like it's layered. And I'm just going to put glue on just one end of it on both sides. And then I'm going to attach it underneath that first band that we did. So when we were cutting our pieces, I told you that we needed 2 pieces of the scarf, but actually we needed just the one, and then this is extra pieces. So if you've cut it, you can just cut this in half and use this for the extra pieces of the scarf that hang over. And I'm just going to line these up and glue these down. I'm putting one underneath the banner and then one on top, so it looks like the scarf has 2 layers. So that's our snowman so far. Now we're going to work on the face. So I'm going to add a carrot nose and 2 eyes. Now you could add a mouth. I did not because I actually forgot about the mouth. So I just punched out 2 holes from a hole punched. For the eyes and then for the nose, I just cut out a carrot just out of orange paper. You can have this go in either direction, right or left if you wanted. And we'll just place the carrot nose right about here. Again, if you move the eyes up, you could put a face or a mouth on here, but I forgot. And I'm just going to, again, push these forward because I pushed them back down too far. And then I'm going to take some green hearts and I'm going to use those as buttons. Again, I just hole punch these out and I'm going to glue these on the center line of the card. I'm going to put 1 in the middle and then 2 at the bottom. I'm just using my poker to crease out that fold line on the hearts. And then after I pop these back out, I'm going to just squeeze those hearts so they fold with the center line of the card or the snowman. And then I'm just going to take my bone folder and just push those down on each side just to make sure they're secure. So that's the basic inside of the card. Now for the front of the card, I was at a loss. I didn't know how I wanted to decorate it. I tried some variations. I recorded what I was trying, and the end result, I unfortunately did not give the dimensions. You could decorate this any way you want on the front of the card. So I want to thank you for joining me today. Thank you for watching my channel. Thank you for subscribing to my channel. I enjoy making these videos. So until next time, happy crafting, be safe. Bye-bye.